Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice day today. Now, today, my name is Bernard, and I would like to share with you some tips I used regarding a subject that interests a lot of us, which is aging. So here is a graph that I find in a scientific book, and this graph says something. It says that it's the evolution of muscular strength of a man or of a woman in good health. So this is just the curve. As you can see it, 35 years old, it's 51, and then it starts to decline at 45, and then it goes on and on. 55, it's 42, 35, 33, and 75, 27. So it just says that this is the average decline of strength amongst men and women. This is women. So this is just a symbol of what is aging. So when I turned 55, I was living in a countryside, and we had a lot with a forest, a small forest. And we had to cut some trees and lift some logs. And it's something quite heavy. And at that time, I haven't done that for a while, and I was 55, I was with my son. My son was 30 years old or 25. And suddenly I realized that my strength was not so good that it was before. It was even much less than it was 10 years or 20 years before, because I grew up in the country. My father was a farmer, so I know what it is, that strength. I decided I couldn't stay like this. I have to do something about it. And when I discovered this, basically what I did is I disagree. I disagree with this curve, which is anyway an average curve, and I decided this curve will go like this. So I decided I will do something to recover the strength I had 10 or 20 years before. I can say that I had some successes about this, because I was in the US, it was 3 years ago, and I did, specific examination. It's recovery after effort. And it's a test, and I did it, so it was 3 years ago, and I had to do it 2 years after, so that means 1 year ago. And the doctor told me I was in a very better shape, last year than 3 years before. So this is a good test. But anyway, this is not the point, because the point is, how do you feel inside? When I'm talking about aging, all these tips are not, for the appearance of the body. It's not for the face with creams or whatever. I have nothing to sell. Those tips are just aimed at one thing. It's how do you feel inside the body. So one of the first things we have to understand, and you will see that probably it will work better for you once you have understand that we are a spirit and we have a body. And this is something, these are two things, separate things. This is very important because the body has a specific behavior, and you, as a spirit, has another behavior. And if we don't care enough about the body, because we are associate, we are like married, like a couple, and if we don't care about the body will have its own life, and the body will go like this. The only person that can change this, it's you. You, if you disagree, can go like this. So that's why I tell you, we have to separate those two entities, the body and the spirit, you. And as soon as you separate this, even if it's just, I don't ask you to believe in this or whatever. I just tell you, if you start to separate those two entities and to think in the way that those two entities are separate, are different, everything will start to be easier. And that is my first tip. Now, if we want to do something about aging, about an anti-aging and rejuvenate, whatever you want to call it, if we want to do something about it, we have to understand what is aging. We have to define aging for us. So now, as soon as we will have defined aging, we will be able to act accordingly on each aspect of aging. And in the next video, I will talk to you about what I call the 4 S's. 4 S. So I hope to see you again in the next video where I'm talking about the 4 S's. You will see in those videos that you will progress just day after day, time after time, video after video, in this way of anti-aging. Thank you for watching, and see you then.